Have you ever had one of those days where you just wished you had a little bit more energy because you know exactly what you should be doing, but you can't quite get yourself to do it? Oh, me too. My name is Kaye Putnam. I'm the psychology-driven brand strategist. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am so excited to share the 3 energy systems that you can upgrade in your life so that you can create the business that you're meant to create. I am on a mission to help release the genius that is stuck inside so many entrepreneurs' brains so that you can do the work that you're meant to do in the world, attract the clients that you're meant to serve, and change the world with what you know. And this is no small feat, my friend. As you probably noticed, because you're an entrepreneur, you have the glorious luxury and temptation that you could just sit on your couch, eat some potato chips, and watch Netflix all day if you really wanted to. And hey, I'm all for it. Like, if you just need one of those days, if you need a Netflix day, go for it. But what I found in my experience is that's not the type of rest, or that's not the type of recharge that's going to give me the energy or the motivation to actually get the stuff done that I want to get done. I have important work to do in this world. I cannot be lethargic and dull and tired. So let's talk about those 3 energy systems that you can use to have more motivation, get more stuff done, or frankly, have a happier experience while you're getting the stuff done that you want to get done. First one, as you might have guessed, is physical. We may be spiritual beings having a human experience, but we definitely still have a body that gives us some very particular constraints if we don't pay attention to it. There are 4 things that you can make incremental improvements to see exponential results in terms of your energy. Number 1 is sleep. Yeah, I know. Changing the world and doing all the things, and who has time for sleep, especially if you're like a new mom. I have 2 kids, I have been there, or whatever, maybe you have a business in addition to your job and it just doesn't seem like there's enough time in the day. But I promise you, if you aren't getting enough sleep, you are not as effective as you could be. A little bit of tough love. I'm just going to say that. Know how much sleep you need. I have a very lazy body. It wants 8 or 9 hours of sleep every night. And I realize that if I want to be my best self, if I want to lead, if I want to influence people in the way that I want to be able to help them, I have to have energy. I have to lead with exceptional energy. And that is important enough for me to get enough sleep. Number 2 is to drink water. Yeah, water. I know this is probably not groundbreaking, but let me give you a few ideas on ways that I made some of these small changes in the beginning so that I could have incredible energy as the results compounded. I have a rule for myself that when I wake up, I will always drink 1 liter of water before I drink coffee or before I eat breakfast, because that helps rehydrate me after sleeping all night. And it also just gets a liter of water out of the way for the day. It makes it a lot easier to get those subsequent 2 liters or whatever your goal is, so that you are replenishing your body with the water that it craves, right? Number 3 is the quality of food. I don't care what they say, a calorie is not a calorie. If I eat a donut for breakfast, the quality of my energy is entirely different than if I eat eggs. So pay attention. It's a very personal choice. I'm not a dietitian, but pay attention to the triggers that make you tired. I think if you've never experimented with your diet before, you will be amazed if you do some type of reset. I've done, for example, Whole30 a bunch of times, like 3 times at different times in my life. And once you clear out like that first week or that, halfway into the second week of the cravings and the addiction that you have to certain types of foods, you will be amazed at how much better you feel. You'll look back on how you used to eat before and recognize the haze that it was putting over your mind and your body. I cannot operate at peak optimal levels if I'm eating sugar, if I'm eating a lot of breads, and if I'm having too much alcohol during the week. Those things are surefire energy killers for me. And that might not be the same for you, but know what your food triggers are that are going to make you want to take a nap, that make you feel depressed or anxious, because I guarantee you there are foods that are doing that to you that you probably have desensitized yourself to. The fourth element on the physical realm when it comes to energy is movement. Especially if you're an online entrepreneur like me, it is so bad for our body to be sitting all day, to be staring at a blue light coming from a computer screen. So if you can move your body, you are going to feel so much better. I have gotten my best business ideas driving home from the gym. Just leaving that one out there. Do what makes sense for your body, for your schedule, but you have got to move. Okay, let's move on to the less obvious second 2 realms of energy. The second realm of energy is your mental energy. I have found that there are 3 major things that I can improve in my life, and I hope it helps you as well, to improve my mental energy. The first one is quiet. To be honest, this is the hardest one for me. I have a really hard time sitting down and say meditating, or even literally taking a 2-minute break during the day and not like compulsively checking my phone, or even like pulling up a book or something that I need to do something. I have this like constant need to do things, and I've recognized that in myself. And I realized that quiet is one of the best ways to fight against that compulsion to always be paying attention to something external to yourself. You'll get really amazing downloads and like intuitive hits and all sorts of incredible stress relieving powers if you find some time to just sit. Another way I like to do this is if I am forced to take a break. So like I'm sitting in a line somewhere, whether that's Starbucks or at the DMV or wherever, instead of pulling out my phone, I will force myself to stay in the present moment and to be bored. It's another way to do it. Allow life's circumstances to force the pause. So pausing and finding some quiet moments is way number 1 to increase your mental energy. Number 2 is to feed your mind with things that are positive. I feel an incredible difference between the energy that I get from scrolling through Instagram endlessly and the energy that I get from reading an incredible book. I see incredible differences between watching a documentary and then say watching a reality TV show. So pay attention to what you're feeding your mind with. It becomes the things that you think about. So just be intentional. It's not like you're never going to binge on junk food for your mind. Like I think we all have some guilty pleasures where we like certain shows or whatever, whatever it is for you, but just be intentional about it. Similar to your diet, you wouldn't want to eat all junk food all of the time and expect to look great naked, right? Like, you need to feed your mind with the things that you want it to process and to be fueled with. And then step number 3 for mental clarity and energy is to filter, meaning cut out the things that are dragging you down. If there are people on your Instagram feed who consistently make you feel bad about yourself or that spur negative thoughts, unfollow them. If you are reading a book that makes you feel bad about yourself, or if you're watching a TV show that is full of violence and gore, whatever triggers you, you're opting into it at a certain level. Figure out what you can filter out, the junk that you can filter out naturally, like on a reoccurring automated basis. Unsubscribe from emails that take up your mental clarity and time. Do whatever you can to simplify all of the inputs that are coming into your brain. Filter out the ones that you don't want to participate in. Huge. Now we're moving on to the energy system number 3, probably the one that people think about the least. But for me, it also has a massive impact, same as the other 2. And this is collective energy. I think about collective energy in a few different ways. One of them are the people that are in your orbit. What energy are you getting, or like what energy are they taking from you? It's so important to be in control or to be intentional about the people that you're spending time with, because they are going to have a direct influence on not only your thoughts, your behaviors, what you're doing, but your energy. I like to go to the gym and work out with other ambitious, healthy people because it inspires me to be more healthy. I like joining groups and programs where other people are ambitious entrepreneurs because it inspires me to get better and better results. I like to have friends that are positive because I don't have to deal with like the drama or the complaints that happen in other friend circles. It's really important to surround yourself with people intentionally that you want to be around that contribute to positive energy, not the other way around. Another thing is the energy of your environment. I'm sure that you have had the experience like me where you walk into a place and you're just kind of like, you almost feel dirty being there. Sometimes for me, it's like fast food places. It just feels like low energy, low vibration. I'm not inspired when I'm there. It's not like I'm busting out my next business idea when I'm chowing down on a, Taco Bell taco. But figure out what those places are for you, because maybe getting out into nature gives you a lot of energy. Maybe being in, say, like a religious environment, whether that's a church or synagogue or whatever it is that you believe in or practice, maybe that fuels your energy. Think about your environment. And then the third and last thing that I think really contributes to our energy, even on an individual level, is whatever you want to call the big thing. God, infinite intelligence, your other self, your highest self, the universe, energy. There is something, or at least I choose to believe, there is something that is greater than us that contributes to our well-being, that helps us live better lives, that helps us feel better, helps support and direct us. So if you can kind of tune into that other higher frequency, it can increase your own energy as well, whatever that is for you. I hope you enjoyed this very meaty video that I created for you, the 3 energy systems that you can use to increase your energy as an entrepreneur, or heck, as a human. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, comment below which one of these are you going to work on improving next. All right, I appreciate you for watching. I will see you next time.